I really feel privileged to be invited to chair this session simply because over the last 30 years I have been following the meteoric rise of the Samsung from a simple component assembler to become the biggest AIEN and telephone producer in the world. And particularly your competition with Sony is a very interesting one. For the first time in 2000, your market value exceeded Sony's in 2000. By 2005, your market value was twice that of Sony. According to the latest data, your market value is $250 billion, whereas Sony's market value is $14 billion. I mean, then I think all of you agree with me that somebody closer to the policy making in Samsung is going to talk to us about the insider story of this remarkable company. I would like to invite Dr. Park.
Thanks for overwhelming introduction. By the way, Sony is still the company that we are admiring. We're still learning a lot. They have a very strong innovative ideas and design concepts, and we still have a lot to learn. Okay, I have prepared out-of-box material. I'm not sure you're interested in it, so please interrupt me for any question that hopefully you can get what you achieve out of this session. So why don't I start what I prepared? Oh, okay.
If you want to walk around the
So, brief introduction of the company. So, this printed material is what's available in media. So, I cannot tell you within what's available in public. So, company this year is 45th anniversary of the foundation of the company. We started as a small OEM company that we supply for the AIEN, the factor at that time, and then. In 1974 is the first time that we started the semiconductor business, and in 1992 we became the #1 manufacturer for the DRAMs, and not long ago we became the #1 manufacturer for the flash memory stuff. And interestingly, that's the year that we started manufacturing cell phones. It was about this big, and we combined with one, with two, and the microphone. Closer.
It's not very strong.
Yeah. Need a better design. Or is it better?
Much better.
Okay, good. So, some remarks. So year 2006 was the year that we became the #1 market share TV manufacturer globally, and since then we haven't lost place yet. So as of this quarter, the global market share for the flat panel, as well as the entire TV unit, is the holding #1 market share. And for the cell phones, we became the #1 market share company as of last year. So we've been growing, and we've been doing okay on what we're supposed to do. So human resource, year 2000. Year 2011 was kind of year of remark. that overseas resource exceed the domestic resource. So we have a total number of 246,000 employees, the full-time employees, and we have more resources allocated outside the Korea than Korea inside. So these are the distribution of all the resources. But something that I like to highlight on is half of the resource is for the R&D in Korea. So we are instead of building factories, we are building institutes and R&D facilities. Like you mentioned in the previous presentation, intellectual property becomes very hot issues lately. So all the lawsuits, probably you know about Samsung and Apple war between. So security becomes very stringent information. Now we heavily focus on R&D investments. But later I cover, but we have overseas R&Ds as well. So I can brief you on what we are doing in overseas with R&D. And China and Vietnam, so closer to 80% or 90% of resource are production. So Samsung, so a little bit of background why we have so many people for the production. Something that I want you to understand is Samsung is very unique in selling our products. While it's been the very fashion that outsourcing manufacturing to China, and then companies focusing on the marketing and the design. So we've been staying put very strongly that we have to be vertically integrated from the resource manufacturing, delivery, sales, and the retailers. So we've been criticized that we're not, this is local margin section, the manufacturing and then focusing on resource. But we started as a manufacturing company, so we never lose what we are good at. And that's one of the big distinctions between, for example, Apple or the Sony. So we are very strong. We have very strong production base overseas. And what kind of principle or policy that we're running with, I can go over that later. So, but one thing that's rising very fastly is Vietnam. So, that number didn't show up even on the 2 years ago. So we have our largest production base now in Vietnam. And we announced that we are going to double our investments for the cell phone manufacturing facilities. So looking at the production number. Now this number is like, when I counted it last week, we received 30,000. So in each and every week, we are hiring new people. And global network, as I mentioned, that we are pursuing vertically integrated. So I can say we are pursuing the global company in the sense that we have R&D labs and design centers, manufacturing sites, and all around that in 79 countries and 217 facilities. So our office number of offices exceeding our number of embassies for it. And manufacturing. So our principle behind it is we're not simply seeking a cheaper labor. We have mainly 3 different policies. So we identify where we're making money out of, where we're satisfying customer out of. So anything that we need to be very close to the customer to meet the customer needs in the very fast fashion, we're not simply looking for the cheaper cost. So that's why we have strong manufacturing facility in the United States, actually very outside the border of the United States. And we do have manufacturing facility in the South America. And we have a production facility in Europe, even though labor cost is very expensive. And we never lose what we make for the European customers. And we still do have a strong base for the manufacturing in China. And now we are not only investing on the consumer electronics, we begin investing on the semiconductors, which requires high-level skills and long-term investments. And we just announced that earlier this year. So groundbreaking already occurred. So in China, is two directions. It's not the manufacturing site; it's our becoming our customers. They are the second largest customer right now, and our manufacturing moved from the consumer electronics to the semiconductors, which is more investment focused. So consumer electronics now heavily moving to Southeast Asia, starting headed by Vietnam. So the Samsung Electronics Vietnam. We have another manufacturing facility in Thailand and Malaysia. And we do have local manufacturing for the India as well. So we have cell phones, refrigerators, TVs, all that locally manufacturing in India. Any questions, by the way?
I have a question.
Yes.
Which kind of criteria what is important for your company? I think in today we gradually moving from theory to practice, and your first two presentation was about theory, but just already about practice. My question is, which criteria is important for involving for example, from your company, or you're talking about not only about Commonwealth independent states, but Commonwealth independent state big market for some companies. Some Korean companies as automobile company moved from Korea to Uzbekistan and Russia Federation. But about Samsung, which kind like now, which kind of criteria very important for partners in the Commonwealth independent countries. And second one, does this mean the size of the market is important also too, and styles, consumer styles?
Okay, so let me what I understand. So what kind of principle for the localized manufacturing we practice when we decide where we build a new site? Okay. And then when we do that, the size of the market really matters for the location of the manufacturing site. Did I get it? Okay. So here, we don't lose our domestic manufacturing. Means we, even for the microwave, which is low, low margin products, we still don't have a manufacturing line in Korea. So whichever that we make, we should know how to make. So even for the TVs, we in Suwon, R&D center right next to it, we have a manufacturing line for the 85-inch TV. So, but our policy is once the new product developments and the high tech new products, we start with the domestic manufacturing. And once it matures, we decide what kind of product are we making. Are we making that requires cheap labor, standardized products? Then we begin seeking moving to either China or Vietnam. But another product that is very close to a consumer intimacy, consumer experience, that we have to understand what really customer wants and deliver what that region really wants. We don't simply move things to China or Vietnam. We try to move the manufacturing closer to where the customers are. Because if you look at life cycle of TVs and the cell phones, you know what the life cycle of the latest smartphones are? No.
5 months.
It's becoming 4.5 months now. So it's even shorter than the Gucci bags otherwise. So how fast we're delivering our products and then get the feedbacks from the customers and then remanufacture, redesign. That's the main source of making money. So that's why we never lose, like I said, Russia manufacturing, and from there, we have manufacturing in Poland and Hungary. So these are mainly supplied for the European customers, and that probably answers to your question as well. So it's a global network, it's a European network. And the inside of the Europe, we're looking for the good locations. That's why we call it the Eastern Group. So probably in your country, if your infrastructure and the resources good, and then you have a need that we have to supply our products to CIS customers, probably that's a good location. So hopefully that's a good question. And then sales office. This is our the traditional sales network here. And then another one is R&D center. So I would say 80 to 90% of all the R&Ds are in Korea. But we never lose overseas R&Ds as well. In Japan, we have a Yokohama Research Center, and we hire a lot of experienced people from our competitor companies. They are get together to develop next generation. So one place is Silicon Valley and Japan are kind of incubation centers. And then we have a strong base for the Southwest Asia. They are localized. So how do we understand the customer and think about what they really need? So that kind of information is fed back to Korea. So mainly two types of overseas. So localized and the integration. And then what we need now are probably developed inside of Korea. So that's the summary. And I'll go fast on it. So we've been doing okay. So now we became a $187 billion company, and the revenue, one that I'm happy about, our profit margin exceeded 10%. So as of last year. So we made about $27 billion last year. And then, so product portfolio, I can go quickly. So now we are heavily investing on UHD technology for the TV. So HD is ongoing, but including Sony and all the TV. We try to shape the next generation market. It's a curved display and the UHD, which is 4 times of current HD resolution. And then we are moving to the large screen printers. So we have a small desktops, but B2B, like directly supply our products to the industry. That's what we are targeting. And then traditional consumer electronics, we're still having a good push on. And this is our incubation area that we are investing on the medical devices, with large size, where the Philips, Siemens, and the General Electric. They're in the 3 giants, but we are looking for the opportunity there. And cell phones. So we merged here all the divisions for the mobile devices together, and then how we going to unify all mobile devices together. Now the borderline between the notebook and the tab is very thin. We don't know what we call it. So how are you going to do with it? And another thing is we never lose any investment on the optical device. So camera is not our final destination. Camera is our medium to get into the optical market. So once we have gained expertise on optical market, then that money can go to the medical devices. So that's our investments. And LTE, to give you a little bit of background, when we are a small company, we have a very large, giant competitors, and whenever we gain our market share, it's not when we are the strict one. Whenever they're the one, we took the shortcut. So and that kind of time was when the digital first became the fashion, and then we started to move a little faster than other companies. And then another one is all mobile devices become popular. We move a little faster than our competitors. And another one is how faster networks that become the latest buzzword. So we are spending a lot of money and time on LTE, next generation LTE. So that, and another thing is not only for the devices, we try to integrate with the networks and network technology and devices, the network devices. And the last one is contents. We just opened Samsung content network. We are selling music now in movies. The software investment is also good. So I can so we have some leading products. So little principles, like Dr. Chandra mentioned that our market value is global number 9 last year. So partner collaboration. So uniqueness about us, and I know we sense that our competitors is slowly moving toward that direction. Is they regain manufacturing capability back in the house. So I don't know if that helps for your house making. No longer outsourcing. So outsourcing is not a first trend. So, and Samsung's been that way. We have a very strong partner relationship because we know we were in that position like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So we value partners very highly, and we have various social programs, and it's not just for the media. Partners, technology, and their expertise. We have a program, like a 5-year or 10-year program for rolling out technologies, and once they achieve a certain level and certified, we begin outsourcing that portion, but very carefully. That to the partner companies, and that relationship is typical more than 5 years, 7 years. Like I didn't put the data, but probably the duration of the partnership with our company is on average about 7 years to 8 years. So that means we have more than 15-year partnership. So building the relationship and then sharing the idea and sharing the knowledge, we value very highly. And another one is, so all those partners and then global manufacturing, we've been very picky about, somebody told us we're incorporated. So global, single understanding of what's happening globally is very important. So global supply chain has been our competitiveness, competency for our company. So visibility. So we do have, like for example, dynamic view of what's been manufactured by who, and then this product is to deliver to each customer on what day. So that kind of information is like available real time, and that kind of planning is supported as well. So another thing that could help you is IT infrastructure is very important for us to move into a certain country. We have cases that we didn't pick certain sites, all because of the IT infrastructure. So I hope that helps. And another thing is speed. So IT infrastructure is one of the ideas that support the speed, but policy making and decision making and logistics, speed of logistics and people's contingency, that becomes very important. I mean, this is theoretical stuff. Let me go quickly. We are the large company and easily could become a dinosaur. But the reason we believe that way we're making money is force. So we have a mass, but we have to multiply the speed, acceleration, combined. That's how we make money. So we are global supply chain management. Our primary focus is on how we can accelerate more, like the deliveries and decision makings and new designs. So this is kind of given. So this is the volume, like the size of the economy, and how fast we move these things together. And then turns the inventories and our investments. That's how we make money. So for example, there are a lot of companies, in order to make money, inventory, we have to build it up. Instead, we cope with the information and speed against it. So inventory is evil in their case. I'll stop again. So whenever we make decisions, we look at all the silo, all the facets of the delivering our product from the resource to the final products. How we're going to plan it, buy the R&D, and then how we're going to purchase it, manufacture, and then deliver. So we look at all those aspects together, and we make decisions where we can manufacture and what to manufacture. So this is one example. For when we decide on the locations for the TVs, we are very clear that because of the size of the product becomes larger. So we are looking at the logistics cost and their investments of how they do, like their infrastructure for the logistics road and quality of the trucks. And those become the important factor when we decide for the manufacturing sites. And then chips and semiconductors, surrounding resource to buy our resource products. That's become very important. And quality of the workers and quality of the infrastructure for the manufacturing. That's how we make money out of it. So we have a full list of the details. So where to lose and where to gain. So we do this kind of analysis every month. So this is the latest trend. Hopefully that'll help. So like I said, the speed is very important. So if this is the case that we established our manufacturing in Vietnam. So once we decide on the plant, building the plant there, and we reach the 100 million annual units sold manufacturing capability within 30 months. So thanks for all the help for the Vietnam government, and that's the quite a speed for the ramp. So we are for the cell phones. Instead, we are lowering the volume in China. We are really fastly moving our portion of the manufacturing goes to Vietnam, and the production that will go to this much by the end of this year. So we are targeting half of all the manufacturing for the cell phones that goes to Vietnam. And Galaxy S4, the latest our product, 80% of all those products are manufactured in Vietnam. So that's a strong change that has occurred to work on later. So that's kind of what I prepared.
Yes, there's a second.